All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Harakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. I heard your brother Karat is out back with another lesson through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Harakakadash. And the title of the lesson is King David's Mighty Men. All right. So the inspiration for this lesson, I was listening to the brothers down there in Dallas today, and they did a lesson on Hebrews, the 11th chapter, and then they went into David's mighty men. Okay, so I'm gonna just do what the Lord allows me to do when it comes to speaking about King David and his mighty men. And Lord, will you be inspired, uplifted, and edified? All right, so this is 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. And the title of it says David's Mighty Men. All right. And I just want to Google to see what the definition of a mighty man is. Okay, because once I heard the brother read this, in my mind, I was meditating on how these things could be possible that these men did these things. Okay. All right. All right, so I just Googled mighty men define mighty men, a having or indicating might, powerful or strong. That's what a mighty man is, okay? All right. Having or indicating might, powerful or strong. All right. It says here, what do mighty mean? And it says possessing might, powerful, accomplishing or characterized by might, a mighty thrust. Okay, and these individuals have very strong thrusts. Okay, based on what it is that I'm going to read. It says great or imposing in size or extent, extraordinary. Okay, and then it says what is the meaning of mighty men of valor? All right, it says mighty men of valor have three distinct characteristics: strength, courage, and passion. Okay, those are very good characteristics, and Yahweh Shema Shai is forming us to give us those characteristics. Okay, all right. First of all, passion for this work. Okay, passion for the Lord, courage to stand for the Lord, and strength to fight for the Lord. Okay, all right. To fight these enemies, Yahweh calls and empowers mighty men to be mighty men of valor. Okay, Gideon is one such example. The Lord is with you, you mighty men of valor. Judges 6 and 12. All right. But okay, so now that we have a little bit of understanding of what mighty men are, okay, now let's get into these precepts. This is 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. I'm gonna try to pronounce their names the right way. The Tachomite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino, the Isnite. He lifted up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. This man slew 800 people at one time. Okay, this man slew 800 people at one time. All right, that was a mighty act, man. That was a mighty man that did that thing, man. Okay, these men were men of war, man. Okay, the Lord has us in a situation where we can't do these type of things right now, but there's going to be a point in time that's coming up real soon, okay, that we're going to be able to do great acts like this, man. Okay, the Lord's going to put it in our spirit to be men of war, okay, all right, and that time is going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, all right, so you had one man slew all right, 800 men with his spear at one time. All right, so I was reading it earlier in my little other Bible. It's in my car, probably, or in my book bag. But in the American English version, I'm gonna just roughly paraphrase it. It said he killed 800 men with one swing of his spear, man. Okay, all right. And I sat there, and as I was at work, I was contemplating on that. Like, how is that possible? How could this one man do that great, extraordinary thing? right? And I just came to the conclusion that the Lord had to be with these men, all right? And the Lord was with these men, okay? All right, continuing on. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohite, one of the three mighty men with David, when they defied the Philistines that were gathered together to battle. The men of Israel were gone away. All right, so some of the Israelites ran away. All right, but this man, when they was to fight the Philistines, this man stood stiffly. All right, and that's what we're gonna have to do. That shows courage. Okay, all right, that shows courage, man. Okay, he arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary and his hand clave unto the sword. And right here, his hand was stuck. It says, and for clave, it said his hand was stuck to the sword. Okay, so he couldn't get his hand off that sword, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shema Shai brought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. All right, the people came after he did all that merciless slaughter. Okay, to only collect the spoils, man. Okay, but then I'm gonna read that again. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And Yahweh Shema Shai brought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. All right. So the Lord brought about these great victories, man, that I'm reading about. All right. So that's the only way that these men could do these things, through Yahweh Shema Shai. So first of all, they showed that they had faith and confidence and passion and strength and courage for the Lord, man. Because reading in Joshua, it said the Lord told the people to be of good courage, man. Be strong and be of good courage. All right. So going on to the next brother. All right. And after him was Shema, the son of Agag the Herite, and the Philistines were gathered together into a troop, where was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it and slew the Philistines, and Yahweh Shema Shai brought a great victory. And the three of the 30 chief went down and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam, and the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim. And David was there then in and hold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, "Oh, that one would give me a drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate." And the three mighty men break through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate and took it. So these three mighty men, all right, they answered King David's call, basically, and went and got that water for him, man. They slew a troop of Philistines. All right, I can't specifically say how many individuals in that troop of Philistines for one man, for three men to take down, but I'm sure it was over a couple thousand, man. Okay, all right. Just by reading how these men were strong, and I'm sure it wasn't just one or two people, or 20 or 30 or 40 people, man. Okay, all right. And the three mighty men break through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink thereof, but poured it unto Yahweh Shema Shai. And he said, "Be it far from me, O Yahweh Shema Shai, that I should do this. It is not this the blood of the men that went into jeopardy of their life. Therefore, he would not drink it. These things did these three mighty men." All right. So these mighty men slew people. Well, one of them slew 800 men with the spear. Okay, I couldn't get it out right. All right. And the other two stood stiffly and slew men as well. Okay, they stood stiffly. All right, they stood stiffly while the rest of the Israelites didn't have enough courage, all right, to stand and fight. But the other two did, man, and they slew men for King David's sake, man. Just because he was thirsty and he wanted some water. Those are mighty men, man. Okay, those are mighty men. Those men had courage. Those men had faith. Okay, those men had strength, and those men were way closer to Yahweh Shem Al Shai than we are in this time. Okay, those men were upkeepers of the law. All right, those men walked in righteousness. That's the only way the Lord would be with them within that time frame, man. Okay, all right. The Lord is with us now, man, but not as close as He was with them, to in the sense to where they had that strength to do those things. Okay, all right. So I got some more precepts lined up, and you got to remember that the scriptures say the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. And when the time is right, the Lord's going to give us the spirit to do those same exact things. Okay. When the time is right, the Lord's going to give us the same exact spirit to do those things. So with that said, I'm going to grab this. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. Excuse me. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Shema Shai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. All right, this is during the time of Jacob's trouble, when the Israelite man, okay, was going to be in so much under so much pressure from the world, his family, all right, trying to keep everything together, and then himself spiritually, man, okay, because there's going to be persecution around about. There's going to be raping, robbing, and murdering, and pillaging, and killing, okay, all right, and then your family may be put in a situation, and you may see them get killed, and whatever else the Lord has Esau lined up to do, okay, all right, but we got to remember that it's the Lord that's in charge, okay, all right. So when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit, okay, of Yahweh Shema Shai shall lift up a standard against him. All right. So when trouble comes, man, the Lord's going to be there, man. Okay. So when things that you believe or that you can't handle, all right, the Lord is going to be there, man. Okay. The Lord, all right, in that time, in due time, the Lord's going to turn the spirit on certain men. Okay. All right. Lord, will it be you that's watching, right? To have that spiritual power to slay 1,000 men, with the ass of a jawbone, okay? Or he'll give you spiritual powers to fry people with laser beams coming out of your eye. Or you can just walk around punching and kicking people, man, kicking them to other countries or other states, man. However the Lord's going to do it, man. All right. It's just just the things that I was thinking, but the Lord's going to be there, man. Okay, that's the whole point. And me doing this lesson, that the Lord's going to be with his men like the Lord was with King David and those mighty men. Okay, all right, those men stood courage. Those men stood with strength, with passion, and with courage for Yahweh Shema Al Shai. All right, those men had integrity, and we're going to have that. We're working on ourselves. Okay, we're working on our ourselves, and we're molding ourselves to be who the Lord wants us to be, man. Okay. All right. So continuing on, let me go into Isaiah again. Now, let me go here. This is Psalms chapter 18, verse 29. For thou wilt, verse 29. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power I have leaped over a wall. All right. As for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh Shema Shai is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is Yahweh save the Lord, save Yahweh Shema Shai, who is a rock, save our power. All right. The Lord gave those men power to do the things that they did because they trusted in him. All right. They had courage. They knew that the Lord was a man of war, and the Lord likes warriors, man. Let me grab that right quick. So the Lord is a man of war. He wants to see fight, man. He wants to see his men fight. All right. This is Exodus 15 and 3. Yahweh Shema Shai is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. All right. So if the Lord is a warrior, how much more shall his people be warriors, man? Especially back then in that time, man. Okay. When the statures were bigger, they were healthier, they were more mentally fit. Okay. Then they wasn't, living in a situation where everything was, chemically induced as far as, your food, the air that you're breathing, your drinking water. Everything was fresh. Everything was pure back then, man. Okay. All right. Um, but the Lord gave them power to do the thing that they did because they trusted in Him, man. And the Lord is the rock of the Israelites, man. Like, how about Shema Shai, the rock of the Israelites, man? He's the shield and the buckler to the Israelites. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 49, chapter 30, chapter 40, Salah. Starting at 28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, Yahweh Shema Shai, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. So the Lord is there. You can't understand what the Lord has planned for you, or what it is that that the Lord's gonna have you go through. All right. But the Lord is not weary, man. He hears and sees all. Okay, He knows all. He created all, man. He already written it. It's all written here, man. So everything's gonna play out the way Yahweh Shema Shai wants it. But continuing on, He giveth power to the weak, to the faint, and to them that have no might, He increaseth strength. All right, that's us, man. That's us right now in this time, right? The Lord has given us strength through His word, and we meditate on His word as much as Yahweh Shema Shai allows us to do so, because He's in control of our thoughts. The scripture stated in Joel, when deep sleep falls upon a man, then he seals their instructions. So you're going to do what it is the Lord programs you to do the next day, right? So he gives them strength and increases might. Even the youth shall faint and be weary. The young men shall utterly fall. Look at us now, man. We are falling, man. And whether we have a good diet, we still fall into getting sick. All right, our bodies break down. Okay, all right. We living in captivity, man. We're living in Babylon, but we have to wait upon Yahweh Shema Shai. And we first and foremost, we have to trust and believe in Yahweh Shema Shai. Believe that Yahweh is, and His Son Yahweh Shai will his son Yahweh Shai. He delivers, man. So that's their name. All right, Yahweh, He is. Yahweh Shai, He delivers. He saves. Okay, all right. Verse 31 is the point. But they that wait upon Yahweh Shema Shai shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. All right. So look, and I got my little footnote says, "Be faithful, and you will be safe and saved." Okay. All right. The Lord's going to rejuvenate you, man. He's going to put that spirit on you, man, when He lifts up that standard, when the enemy comes in like a flood, man, to have you take down those individuals that's harming you, harming a brother, harming those that the Lord deems you to protect, even your family, man. Okay? All right? I'm going to keep going. This is Isaiah 41 and 13. For I, Yahweh thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. All right, and the Lord's help is way past our understanding, man. All right, just like I just read in Isaiah 40 and 28, I'm gonna read the end. There is no searching of His understanding. All right, so the Lord is going to help us in ways that we can't comprehend or understand. All right, so don't be afraid. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord. Saith the Yahweh Shema Shai, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. All right, here we go. This is the good part, okay? This is a good part. The better part is the Lord is going to save us and help us, right? This is a good part right here. Behold, that means, look, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth, that thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. All right, that's spiritual powers, man. All right, destroying these governments, destroying these people that set up in these high powers. All right, thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away. The whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. All right. That's what's going to happen to us, man. If we continue to wait on the Lord, we continue to do the work of Yahweh Shema Shai. We continue to attempt to change our life by keeping the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. We continue to be strong mentally, be passionate about His truth, be passionate about your salvation, passionate about what the Lord has blessed you with, man. All right, and because the Lord has blessed you uh, beyond your wildest imagination, man. You have a chance that nobody else has, man, in this world, and that's a shot at salvation, man. Okay, all right, all right. So this is Ezekiel chapter 25, and it goes into the same thing. All right, verse 12. Thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Look at what Esau has done to the so-called Negro Latinos and Native American Indians as a whole, man. Okay, look at your life. Okay, look at your people. Okay, all right. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom and will cut off man and beast from it. All right, America, wherever Esau, Edom dwells. Most importantly, wherever the Lord has set forth destruction for these so-called white people. All right. And I will make it a desolation from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Right, here we go. Verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh power. Again, another note on having powers that's spiritual powers, man, greater than the abilities that you have right now. Well, you can slay one man with the hammer. I mean, with 1,000 men with a hammer. All right, just think about something that's modern day as a tool. Okay, all right. You can pick up a car and sling it across an army of people, man. All right, you could pick up a car and bash somebody's head in with it. Okay, you can fling somebody up into the sun, man. All right, just by picking them up and just fling them into the sun. These are things that you're going to be able to do, man, because the Lord's going to put the spirit in us to do these things, man. Okay, the Lord's going to make us mighty men like King David and his mighty men. Okay, you know, Lord will, you were edified, you were uplifted, and I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, by Shem Hawakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and teach well. And I want to say shalom to the whole full elect. Yasharala and Mawaf Lababal. Shalom.